Now, I would like us to go to the factors that really influence voters. At slide number 21 or so, factors with greater influence on how voters intend to vote. Here, now this was the alarm bell for the MPP. About 42% of the respondents were telling us that they will prioritize development projects above everything else. We asked them, out of these many factors, which one, if you are compelled to choose one, would you select as most influencing? 42% of them said it will be developmental project. 15% said it will be economic, education 13%, jobs 10%, and voting for my party 4%, Galamsey 8%, sympathy vote 4%, popularity of the candidate 2%, healthcare 2%. So these were the people's priority.
So this slide should have meant a lot to Solomon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, in yesterday's exit poll, this was the result that gave NDC 5-3 to 4-7, right? So yesterday, my focus was on the exit poll, whether the poll yesterday would match this data that we have here.
Yeah.
Yesterday, when people have voted and we asked them how they voted and what were the reasons why they voted the way they voted, 50% said it was developmental projects. And that is an evidence.
Which is the line?
NDC. And it is this same data that gave the NDC 5-3%, remember? So if this number has gone to 50% on the election day, it is highly unlikely NDC would have lost. Because it was the same data set that gave them the 53%. And if in the actual vote, more people than the poll suggested are saying that developmental project will be the key, then certainly the results of the poll will manifest and exceed the poll. And as you saw, the results actually exceeded the poll number by 1.1% or 1 point something percent. It's because those who were prioritizing developmental project in the actual vote yesterday were 8 points higher than the final opinion poll. Yes. Then let's go to the parliamentary election polls itself. On what we call the likely voters model. Here you take the views of everybody who you engaged, who will likely turn out and vote. We don't include those who said, I will not vote. Those people, you cut them out. On that basis, NDC was 47%, MPP 42%, Owusu, Patrick 0%, and undecided, what, 4%. If you compare these results to what happened, it means that Bedu got 6% out of the 11%. But even 6, maybe more. Yeah, about 6%, because if you add 6% to 47, it takes him, in fact, he got 7.something%, yes. So out of the 11%, 7 went to Bernard Bedu. Only 3 went to Esumedu. So about 2/3 of the 11 went to Esumedu, went to Bedu. And Bedu ended up on 54.something%. And Esumedu underperformed from 47 in the headline poll to 45. Once the other person overperforms, your number comes down. But everything else must add up to 100. Yes. Now, yes, that's what we just done. You could see that Bedu gained grounds in the 4 weeks from 44 to 53%. That's about 9 points.
I'm sorry, how were you able to separate the likely voters model from the
committed? We just discard those who said, I'm undecided. If you take them out, the numbers will be 53 and 47. And here, the model assumes that when they decide, they will follow the same trend of the race.
So in discarding, you still take that percentage and distribute.
Distribute it, yes.
Wow. Okay.
In the manner in which the race is going. But if the person in the second place loses momentum, then he loses more. That is why more of the undecided went to Bedu.
Bedu.
Because as you will see, he was on the momentum. And that was 4 days before the election. So every day he gains ground and the other guy loses ground.
I see.
Now, what was key was how they were going to perform in the key electoral areas. When New Wenchi, Bodua West, Takorasi, Bodua East, Apinaman, Kwame Kuma, Topreman, Kusi, Amanfrom, Saddam's, Akumani. Yesterday, when the poll numbers were coming, my interest was in Wenchi, Bodua West, Bodua East, Takoradi, Apinaman. And when I saw those numbers coming, I mean, it was clear MPP wasn't going to make it. Because even in Wenchi, when they were winning, they were not jubilating. Because they were underperforming their 2024 numbers. And remember, 2024, they won by 2,000. So if you're underperforming in that area, that 2,000 will be going with every polling station that was declared. So it was clear from Wenchi, Takorasi delivered the killer blow in terms of margin, because Bedu comes from Takorasi, and they said they've never had an MP from that area, so they were voting massively for him. Then came Bodua West and Bodua East. Bobo, it was terrible from Bodua West and Bodua East. And Asimedu comes from Bodua. So for him to lose Bodua the way he lost it, there was no way back for him.